are not headlines. These are screams. Screams we have normalized. They were lives. Real lives that were shattered before they even began. They were human beings who woke up like us, laughed like us, existed like us, but their life collapsed within a second, not because of their choices, but because of someone else's cruelty.
They are today. They are reality. They are our world, our classrooms, our streets, our WhatsApp groups. We speak of development, success, and modern India. Yet inside the same world, somebody cries themselves to sleep. We hear these stories. We sigh, we scroll, we forget and move on. But the people living them, they never get to forget. This stage is not entertainment. It is evidence. It is testimony. It is the truth. Because a victim is never guilty. But a society that stays silent always is.
Tonight, we will not move on. We replace judgment with empathy. Tonight, this stage refuses to stay silent. Four social evils, four wounds on humanity, four lives that could be yours, mine, or someone we love.
We are not here to blame the victims. We are here to remember one truth. It is never the victim's fault. It is always the predator. Always. Because if we don't feel their pain, we will never fix the world that caused them.
Let the story speak, let the world listen. My face became a battlefield for someone's bruised ego, all because I said no. I looked into the mirror and screamed, not because my face changed, but because my world ended in 1 second. One decision, one refusal, and my world melted away.
The mirror stopped showing my reflection, but started showing the society's real one, the one where beauty is valued more than my emotions, my happiness, and my existence.
The AC was not the worst part, the questions were. They didn't ask if I was in pain. They asked what I did to provoke it. People didn't ask, are you okay? They asked, what did you do? As if my refusal was an invitation for violence. They told me to move on, but how can I move on when your own shadow shows the pain? Is it easy to forget? Can you forget it if it happens to you?
I didn't lose my face. They lost their humanity. I didn't lose beauty. I lost safety. I lost comfort in my own skin. But I never lose dignity. And they never earned humanity.
Healing burns more than acid, but I am still here. My scars do not define me. They expose the monster who created them. My scars do not show weakness. They show survival. The pain was overwhelming, but the shock was even greater. My sense of self shattered in an instant. I felt sorry for myself, but I never wanted that. Something in me whispered that I would survive this. The house, which was supposed to protect me, became a cage. Love is not supposed to give bruises. The violence was planted, not He wasn't. Society told me to fix your marriage, but I was not the one to break it.
The loudest pain is the one suffered in silence. Silence hurts more. Every apology was temporary, but every wound was permanent.
Even my shadow fear in going home. Bruises don't disappear when apologies come, but when it came, it was of no use.
I cried quietly so my children didn't hear, but the hits were so loud that the neighbors would. He broke my confidence. He broke me. Every day I pretend I'm okay, but I was terrified. I lost my safety, my dignity, and myself. It was not our fault. It was their control, their anger, their crime.
My hands learned work before they learned to hold pencils. I knew the exact weight of a brick. I knew the taste of sweat before I knew the taste of childhood.
I never wanted to earn. I wanted to learn. I didn't want money. I wanted memories. There is no greater tragedy than a child who knows hunger better than happiness.
I didn't know how to read. While the children of my age learned to read, I learned to survive. Every birthday was not a celebration, but another year of misery and survival.
I didn't fear hard work. I feared a life where working was the only thing I could ever do. Is it because I was born in a family who chose hard work over corruption?
School was a place I only saw in posters. Nobody asked what I wanted to become because nobody believed I could become anything. It was not our fault, someone else was irresponsible.
It was not our fault. It was their greed, their neglect, their crime.
My value was calculated, not by my heart, but by money. I was not choosing a partner, they were choosing a price. My worth was measured not in kindness, but in currency.
My education mattered, but my family's wallet mattered more. My worth was judged by money. Why not by my dignity?
Marriage felt like an auction. They decorated me as a bride, but auctioned me as a product. My parents cried, not at my wedding, but at the price of it. I was not a daughter-in-law. I was a transaction. Me as a bride, treated as property. Property being a human being, I have rights, but at home I don't.
Humans can be sold, right? It was my fault, my curse, my mistake to be born in this land of dignity.
I was not asking to love, only respect, but in a house
They were told